a lot of times young athletes are short-sighted.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that their playing career, they're mid-30s, late
Mm-hmm.
30s, they still have their whole life ahead of you.
Right.
What other piece of advice would you have for other athletes?
Don't allow whatever sport you're playing to become your entire identity. People may identify you with that, but you can't ever allow that to become your entire identity. I've said to many young athletes that if the only thing that people can say about you after you retire from playing is that he could really run fast and he could really jump high, and you've had no other impact of insight, of reaching out to whatever community you play in, speaking to kids, speaking to groups, having some kind of impact other than on that court. If you've had this platform and you've not used it for anything other than just running and jumping, wow, what a waste. Wow, what a waste. You get this platform for 10 or 15 years, you're 35, 36 years old, it's an incredible worldwide platform you're on. You know, you have to advance something more than just, I can run fast and jump high. Man, you have to be well-read, you have to get out and do things, you have to extend yourself beyond just that playing floor. And so that's always been my message to young guys, is that don't allow yourself just to be pigeonholed as a jock, as an athlete, and that's it. You have to be more than that.
What do you attribute your success to, the success as a president of basketball operations, an NBA executive? I mean, what's your approach? I mean,
I think the biggest thing is for me, coming into it the way I did, I think the biggest thing is that I detached myself from being an ex-athlete. I threw myself into being an executive and nothing else. I never walk out on the court and say, hey, let me tell you about when I used to play. No, everybody here knows that I am here. I'm here, 8 in the morning. I was here last night until 7:45 last night. I put the hours in. I don't shortcut. I'm very meticulous about what has to be done. I can be critical of myself. If I screw up a draft pick because we didn't do the homework that we should have, I'll take the responsibility. I think that for me, making the transition to this is, I think you have to leave the other life behind. You have to. You can't live off of that.
How do you view teamwork in more of this kind of executive setting, and when it comes to strategy and building a team?
Well, first of all, I say this. As I sit in my seat, one of the things that I do, Jordan, is I try to be selfless as a leader. I never make any selfish decisions. I never throw any of my people under the bus. I think if I do that, it trickles down. I think my staff becomes unselfish. I think the coaching staff, and I think it trickles down to the players. And I think you have to set examples throughout your organization that the same stuff that the first question you asked me about family growing up, one of 7 kids, you have to know from the very beginning. It comes full circle from your first question to your last question of, being unselfish, having to learn how to sacrifice, having to make sure that your actions affect other people. I think that's how you build a great environment. That's how you build a great culture. I think people have to be willing to sacrifice, and I think everybody has to see that. They all know here, I'm never going to throw anybody under the bus. Mistakes have been made by staff and different things here, and I walk out in front of the cameras and said, man, I made a mistake. And so my staff knows that. I'm never going to throw you under the bus. Now, when you come in my office and we have some talks, I'm going to make my point, okay? Let's just say it like that.
Right.
But once I walk out this door, I got your back. I got your back. And so I think that's how you build a good culture. That's how you build a good environment, man. You protect your people, you protect your environment, you protect your culture, but you do that by sacrificing and letting everybody know that, look, it's like when players come and sit in here. A new player will come and he'll sit in here and I'm talking to him. And one of the first things I'll tell them is that, you know, whatever happens here in Detroit, it's never going to be about you. But it's never going to be about me either. It's going to be about us. And if you can live with us instead of about it being about you, or it's never going to be about me, we're going to be okay. It's always about us. The day you start making it about you, Chief, you're going to have to roll. You got to roll. You know, and so that's how you build that environment and that culture.
Great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure. Yeah, it's been fun.
It was a pleasure, definitely.
Yeah.